What up, YouTube? It's your boy Sleek back with another video, and today we're reacting to Streamer University was not what people thought it was. So I see Streamer U and I see Samai in it, you know what I'm saying, the one that went to Streamer U and all that. So we're finna see what that's about. But before we do, go ahead and hit the subscription box below with the bell to the side for Noise Squad. Like this video. See what this video hitting for. Lego.
About a year ago, Didnt had arguably the biggest streamer event that we've seen in modern times. He invited a bunch of random content creators and some of his friends to a college campus in order to launch what was known as Streamer University. And although there was a ton of chaos that happened, for the most part, it was arguably one of the best things that happened for a lot of content creators. Now, doing something unprecedented like this would cause for unprecedented criticism, but I don't think that people really realized how much that Streamer University...
Hey, part 2 is coming up. Should I apply? Let me know.
Go on to do so much good for the streaming world, and it will ultimately go on to change some of the streamers that were in its lives.
If you try to recreate someone's whole flow, like let's say you try to do the DDG, it's not gonna work this time. If something pops one time, that method instantly gets patched.
Why do you think that Streamer U gets such a bad rep?
Because y'all didn't get in.
Here we go.
Damn.
If you do this and you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It's gonna go.
She throwing jabs, just like, you know what I'm saying. This singer though is crying a little bit. Don't let me. Okay.
Long way for the channel. Come tag along for Omeezy University, right? We could build a bigger and greater community along the way. Now, back into the video. When Didnt announced his Streamer University, a lot of people thought it was the end-all be-all for streamers new coming into the space. They thought if they were to get on in this sort of event, they would have the finish line as opposed to a good starting point. And thus started the disingenuous grading scale of what Didnt could do for people in the streaming space. And a year later, people are looking back at Streamer University and calling it nothing but a success, and I honestly don't think it's fair. One tweet that I saw asked if there was any notable creator that had come from this event, and truly and honestly, maybe they
you see, this is why I be hating Twitter, bro. Let's get back to this. Let's answer this question, because apparently she don't know, so we gotta let her know.
And a year later, people are looking back at Streamer University and calling it nothing but a success, and I honestly don't think it's fair. One tweet that I saw asked if there was...
Did any notable creators emerge from this? Let's get this popping. DDG had carried. So from that point forward to a couple months, he was one of the top viewed creators amongst people in FaZe and stuff like that that's already been doing it, but they weren't there. Got Yana J, you got Tota, you know what I'm saying? Reggie. Helped him a lot. What's that? Nina Lynn. Come on, gang. Stop playing. Damn, what's her name, bro? The one that was with Dabo. It helped Dabo too, low key. He had his own motion before, but I mean, because they would end up linking afterwards to do a collab. But come on, bro, we can keep on. Did I say Yana already? I did say Yana, right? But yeah, she's the main one, because I didn't know who Yana was before then. I first seen her when she was in the room cooking up the little theme song for the school or whatever, and they showed Kai. He was messing with it. I think it was either Kai or Tyler.
Any notable creator that had come from this event, and truly and honestly, maybe they don't know, but there's been a lot of resounding successes from Streamer University. First and foremost, Yana was technically on Drake's album. I don't know how that can't be viewed as some sort of success. Then I would say somebody like Extra Emily benefited directly from Streamer University, having people notice her, i.e. The Weeknd's producer, notice her directly from Streamer University.
And The Weeknd knows who you are. I promise on my life, he knows who you are.
He does!
The reason why I know, because he was at my studio last year. He was recording something, and he was watching SU, and he was like, "Oh, I like her perspective of SU and how she was walking around with the selfie stick all alone by herself."
And somebody like Tota arguably is the biggest streamer to come out of Streamer University, not just landing him thousands upon thousands of viewers from being somebody who had a low viewer count, but also having the opportunity to join streamer group The Clover Boys. DDG went from niche internet fame to fully mainstream. Blasian Baby Lola pivoted into a more corporate setting. Lala Baptiste, Jay Cinco, Arky, they all built real audiences from Streamer University. People benefited tremendously from the opportunity to come together, create content with one another, another, collaborate with like-minded individuals, and ultimately be broadcasted to a new, wider audience. Now, I believe that those streamers mentioned definitely did Stream University right, and they took advantage of what was to come afterwards. But there were some what people would perceive as a downsides of Streamer University, and the aftermath of it changed the streaming industry completely.
Streaming is dying out. You know what I'm saying?
Streaming.
Hell yeah.
You think streaming is dying out?
Hell yeah. Streaming is like, it just became so oversaturated. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, me personally, from a creator standpoint, I feel like once Streaming University came, it everything up. It made the numbers feel unreal. Like back then, niggas having 7,000, bro. When you had 7,000 like a year ago, bro, that's like equivalent to a nigga having 60,000 right now.
Now, I think a little bit of context needs to be added. First and foremost, during Stream University, somebody like a DDG hit 200,000 live viewers, and everyone was about at 15K to 30K. So 500 to 1,000 viewers, it almost seemed like it wasn't impressive anymore. I do think that the goalposts moved, but most importantly, out of a Streamer University, I saw.
At the same time, though, you got to put it like this, though, because sorry if I'm about to start pausing. I'm keeping it on a minimum, all right. But when you think about DDG, he was already on the come up as far as streaming goes, where he was getting, I think, like 10,000 to 15 to 20,000 viewers, right? And then Kai on a regular would get at least 120, maybe 150, 100, maybe 170 on a night that's about to start with a big guest. You feel what I'm saying? So when you add those two numbers together, because now Kai's platform where he's only live in the mornings to check in, and then after that he leaves it to them. Those viewers, his viewers, are checking to see what's going on Streaming University, because it had literally had his own topics tab, or whatever you call it. You know what I'm saying? So that brought it to that. That's why he was getting at 200. You know what I'm saying? Now it trickled down, because he would get like 15 average, maybe 20 average, you know what I'm saying, on a regular day. Now it's trickled down to, like I say, about between 7 to 10. Yeah, that seems right.
So many people want to hop into streaming. Now, I think it's worth noting Jay Cinco was at Streamer University and
for the week,
monetized off of it. He's just pointing out the fact that people showed up to the gold rush that he got in early on. But that's basically how every single gold rush works. People see this thing blow up in the space, and then everyone rushes to do it. Most of them doing it with half-assed attempts, to be quite honest with you. If you go back and look at all those people who bought phones after Streaming University, some of your favorite content creators who stepped into
Snowcone
streaming,
too.
And just
You can't
some
forget
people
Snowcone.
who tweeted, I wanted to get into streaming right after Streaming University. A lot of them aren't doing it now. A lot of them have totally stopped. A lot of them have fallen off wholeheartedly. Now, most of these people are probably looking for an opportunity to uplift themselves from whatever financial burdens that they had, not understanding how real of a task and job streaming actually is. They thought it was something that could be fun, monetizable, and taken lightly. But it's actual serious hard work. One where you have to devise a plan and a strategy that leads to a long and fruitful career. Or you could attempt to take the shortcut like some of these content creators did and go the whole insane attention farming type situation.
Y'all closed? I got some money for you.
Samaya. Definitely
I'm
Samaya.
famous. You can't do me like that.
I went to
Can't
stream
make me
all
a
night.
taco? Damn, nigga. I can't get a chicken taco? Just make me a taco. Sit down. I give you $100. You don't want $100? Wow, that's crazy.
$100 for the taco.
That's fucked up, man.
Got hungry.
You gonna do that in front of 20,000 people? Hey,
right.
La Berea, fuck you.
I'm not gonna lie, chicken taco does sound kind of good right now.
But for $100 though.
Now on surface, this clip is kind of funny, but the problem is that she said, I'm famous, therefore you should stay open for me, therefore you should make me some sort of chicken taco. And the bigger problem is that this type of personality.
That's like that one big shorty that got mad because they stopped serving certain what was it? I don't know if I'm not gonna say pizza, but it was something that they were selling, and she came when it was about to close down, so they only had a certain amount and it wasn't making no more. She got tight. I think it was Tokyo Jets or something. Tokyo. The big girl Tokyo. You know what I'm talking about, from Love and Hip Hop. Yeah.
Trait or type of content that you're going for supersedes any type of content that you're, supposed to be getting known for. They're gonna remember the arrogance. They're gonna remember the entitlement over anything. A platform like StreamerU gave Samaya the recognition, but recognition only matters if you can convert it into a real audience. This is why people connected this specific moment of Samaya to the academics criticism from a minute ago.
We know you for literally fucking a rapper. That's why we know you.
Don't ever try to do that, bitch. I went to StreamerU and all that. Don't give a fuck. Don't downplay shit I got going on.
I went to
streaming you all that?
The criticism wasn't not just that these people aren't famous. The criticism was that these people were acting like the platform had already made them stars before they actually built anything. Arguably, the worst part about Streaming University is that it gave some streamers and content creators the thought process in their mind that they were just famous enough that they didn't have to actually go out there and build an audience. And when attention doesn't turn into a real audience, some creators don't respond by actually building and growing a real audience, getting down dirty and building up a community. No, they respond by chasing these moments, these viral moments, these things that get them clipped. And this is where you introduce a Nina Lynn situation into the mix.
And the language that you're using in front of a 13-year-old, I don't appreciate.
Oh, we got the Karen going.
I'm gonna let you know that right now, man.
Ooh.
This is like the most Karen argument. I cannot. What the hell?
Why are you gonna you getting your nails done with your socks on?
I'm saying that it's just me. Trust me. We got no one else on that. 1, 2.
This is awkward, bro. Oh,
Bitch.
Nina.
Shit.
Now follow me. For what it's worth, Nina Lynn and Samaya are not the same example at all. Samaya is somebody who represents entitlement after the attention. Nina Lynn, on the other hand, represents chasing attention after the spotlight.
The pit bull entitlement
starts fading. When you go to an event like a Streamer University and you're surrounded by all these other streamers, your numbers look more huge than what they actually are. They look inflated. And so coming back from a Streamer University back to your hometown, people were chasing that high again. People were chasing that feeling as the numbers dwindled down. But instead of, I don't know, planning out different collaborations with content creators, they sought the fast track. They did whatever they needed to do to get people looking again. But the problem is that people looking again doesn't mean that people actually care. Drama can create a viral moment for what it's worth, but it doesn't mean that you have some sort of loyal audience. In fact, it probably will create the opposite effect. It'll create a loyal audience of people trying to see you fail. And then after that, the controversy becomes the brand. That right there is the trap. Streamer U gave Nina Lynn a chance to create a lane, but the lane that she decided is something that people will mostly remember her for being controversial in. But not every failure looks loud and messy. Some people didn't crash the moment. They just let the moment pass them by. Indie Love presents a different type of missed opportunity. She already had the name recognition going into the event.
Nah,
so
she just
her
stopped messing with
weren't
DDG.
Exposure. I've known India Love since about 2014 back in the Tumblr days. Her issue was more so about conversion. If you take a look at this screenshot, India Love had great viewership coming from Streamer University, but it dwindled.
600,000 followers gained. Peak viewers 76,000. So whenever DDG had gone off, oh damn, the peak. Jones 2025 last summer game. Damn. You know what I mean? Yeah, that was when that was when Streamy was, wasn't it? But damn. Hours watched 2 mil. She ain't see that check in a long time. She was feeling herself.
It dwindled fast. One of the reasons why is because she most likely did not have any sort of identity or characteristic that would have people coming back to her streams and her content. Most of the time, she just decided to tether herself to a male streamer in the space, most notably DDG. And we all know how that ended up in her most notable moment post-Streamer University.
Breakout Streamer of the Year went to
Bro, I still can't get over this fit, bro. She look good. I ain't gonna lie, she look good.
Of the Year went to Adapt, and congratulations, and we respect you for what you did. But Rakai should have won Breakout Streamer of the Year and DDG. I don't care what y'all say. Shout out Rakai and shout out
This was an opportunity for her to reposition herself. I can remember before Streaming University, Zoe Spencer came to the internet talking about how there weren't a lot of spaces for women to succeed without them being tethered to the guys. And I've talked about that multiple times on this channel before. And India Love was put in a unique opportunity. She was positioned to separate herself from the pack and then ultimately embrace a whole different lane that streaming hadn't really tapped into. But she didn't really do that. She never separated herself. She never made a lane for herself. She never really took the opportunity to stand out and maybe even galvanize some of the young women in the streamer space. I would say that people left her streams not knowing what to expect, and that's probably true for the individual streams, but for the streams where she did exactly what she did, they put her in the box of a pick-me, which, hey, rightfully so. But at the end of the day, it was a missed opportunity because she didn't sever that tie to the existing fan base that was already there, that wasn't really there for her. So then anytime she had a moment, people would react, people would make their think pieces, but ultimately people would move on. And I could go on and on about different examples from Streamer University, but once you look at all of them, Ray's point becomes the part that explains the entire thing.
Yeah, if you got a party, how do I tell you?
we not getting in, bro. If they're streaming you part 2, I'm telling you, bro. Whoever go back the first time, you're not going back this time, bro. How that tell you, bro?
That includes you too, gang.
It's over, bro. There's no way letting people from streaming you first go to a second. Like, there's no point.
Ray is stating here that Kai Cenat is not inviting the past streamers from streaming universities, the alumni, back into the program because it's not some sort of crutch. It's not some sort of.
It should only be for like an event night or something like that. So if you throw a party, you had them show up like on some cameo type shit. You know what I'm saying? But only the top of the class, like, lead DDG out of this. He don't need that. I'm saying like. I don't know, but like just
permanent support system. It was a launch pad. That means that the event in and of itself was temporary at best. You're not gonna be that one alumni that's always hanging around the college campus, whether it's during homecoming or even past homecoming, trying to relive the glory days with your varsity jacket that you've clearly outgrown, still hitting on the girls at the local college bar. That's weird.
This
that's
is a different type of situation,
what you were supposed to do post-streamer university is take the clips, take the moments, take the attention, take all that opportunity and start building something when you were on your own. Because if your career only works when there's a Kai Cenat backed event, then ultimately you didn't build a career. You just built dependency. You built another place and space for Kai Cenat to succeed, but not one in which you can thrive on your own or with collaborating with some of your peers that are also alumni.
I still think what he did last year holds weight today. Really? Yeah, Streamer University created how many, you know how much like further that pushed streaming university and how many like careers spawned off of that? Like, yeah, he could probably chill there.
No, yeah, but the only thing is they don't know how to capitalize off of it, and that was their fault, dog. Like, so yeah, he's right. It had an opportunity. Like, he gave you an opportunity. He gave you the platform. You just needed the plan. You had the plan, so then you lost the platform. It is what it is, bro.
Anyone making any sorts of criticisms about what happened to any of the streamers from Stream University, are there any successful ones, is being totally 100% disingenuous. And I think it's two reasons why they do this. One, I think it is a part to shade Kai Cenat because the internet's going to take an opportunity to shade him regardless. But two, and I think more importantly, just because it doesn't exist on your timeline doesn't mean that it did not happen. So I've taken the opportunity to have conversations with a couple of alumni from Streamer University to ask about their experience during the process and after to truly understand if they were or were not successful or answer the age-old question, was Streamer University a waste? Marcus, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing great. How you doing, Omeezy?
Hello, I'm Kai Woods, and I am a Streamer University alumni.
So the reason why I've asked you for this today is because maybe 5 days ago, it was the year anniversary of Streamer U.
Yep.
Shouts out to the Streamer U alums. Now, your walk is a little bit different because you were already in the space with the quote unquote big boys before.
Yeah, I was about to say.
But I want to know, after Streamer U, how has your life changed?
It's kind of been the same in the sense because
I seen he been doing his thing, you know what I'm saying? You guys a little motion on Twitter. I see you, boy.
You said I was already
got the same last name, all that.
Around the people, but it's just the obvious viewership increase that I've been able to maintain. Because I still wasn't, even though I was around him, I still was a small streamer before that. So yeah, so I would say obviously the.
And he got the grills in. You feel like, dude, Dennis, my boy.
You know, the financial bonus.
Don't worry, I'm gonna get mine.
So I would say that because I didn't get too many clips off.
You're not gonna stop seeing that, boy.
The bigger guys, so it's not like I took off like Yana, this, that, and the third.
How have things been just in general since Streamer U?
Honestly, amazing. I feel like life has been so active. I low-key didn't even realize it's been a whole year since because I don't think I've ever been this busy in my life.
Oh, wow. Is this with just different opportunities that come with being more visible in the space now?
Yeah, I think different opportunities and also like a different drive. Like whenever you see how people move as a bigger creator behind the scenes especially, you start to realize like, oh, I'm not putting in as much work as I thought I was. It's like the planning, the execution, the editing, the meetings, the like conceptualization of ideas. Like you don't realize that all of this is happening because whenever they show up on camera, they're just there to entertain. They're not there to tell you about the logistics of being a streamer or like being a content creator in general. So like being able to see that without them trying to entertain an audience made me realize like, oh, I gotta lock in more. I gotta do more. I gotta push harder. So I've been like trying to like apply.
I feel like the biggest test is usually when like say like they bring on Strags on stream, right? They think that stream is easy. They be like, oh, listen, when you gonna start me a little Twitch? I need to get on Twitch. I should get on Twitch, right? You're like, yeah, you should do it. I'll get you a PC, all that. But I'll be right back though. I'm gonna go to the bathroom to entertain the stream real quick while I'm gone. So what's going on, Chad? Oh my gosh, the chat is moving so fast. I can't even. Oh my god. First of all, follow my IG. Like, they don't know how to, you feel me? It's either that or awkward silence, gang. Y'all don't know how to entertain the chat or nothing. But you know who never failed that? I ain't gonna lie. Reggie, gang. Reggie Reggie passed that test. I remember that, boy. I said, damn, yeah, he got it.
Buy a lot of those ideas myself, and ever since then, just always editing, always recording, always doing something different.
Yeah, I totally understand. It's a grind, but I value what you're saying. When you see others are doing good things, great things, the only thing that you can do, well, you can do two things. You can elevate, or you can say, well, maybe that's too much for me. I just don't need to be a part of that.
Yeah, exactly. It's like realizing that you have access to the method. It's like, okay, now do I want to be that tired? Do I want to implement that? It's been a slow implementation for me because I'm like, I don't want to burn out, but it's been very satisfying.
Bro, now, I've been burning out.
This is some of the controversial questions that people have about Streamer U. How come we aren't seeing more people that attended Streamer U be successful?
That's not something I've thought about too much because I feel like everybody kind of, it benefited a lot. There are some people that probably didn't see too much benefit after it, but a lot of it could be preparation. I think
it's the fact that they both got blazers on. It's blowing me. Like, I'm playing that.
People
I got going on, game.
Or maybe didn't know what to do after. Like, even if you do get this increase of viewership, what to do after, how to capitalize on it after. It's still it put people in the right rooms, in the right doors, and I did think it served a purpose. But if you're kind of just thrown into the lion's den without really expecting, I feel like a lot of people would just kind of trying to find the most respect for what he said, but you'll kind of fizzle out a little bit because just not being prepared. Because I mean, even me, I didn't know what to fully expect, and because I was a smaller streamer, it was rocky for me off just starting just from the type of person I am. So yeah, I think it was a culture shock for a lot of people, not really knowing what to do after it, and yeah, there was a lot of people that did know what to do.
Give me the opportunity, boy. I'm pulling a Hail Mary, gang. I'm going all in. You know what I'm saying? I know exactly what to do.
Of it. So yeah, I think
I'm doing it
that's
now.
what I would say.
I was talking to another person that I interviewed, and they were saying that a lot of these people, just because you don't see them doesn't mean that they're not successful. And then also who defines what success is? Somebody may now be more consistent than they were. And even if it's not at the height or numbers of 500, 600, 1,000 live viewers, ultimately though, just being consistent is much better than where they were when they first started, where they were a little inconsistent. But they also might be killing Instagram, Snapchat, all these other things like that too.
I think people forget that Twitch is one of the hardest platforms to grow, maintain, and see success in regardless.
As you can
even
see.
people going from 0, even if you're at 100, 200, even if you're at 50, all of that is a win because without getting that boost, it really is, it's not impossible obviously, but it is very hard, especially with how many people is trying to stream now, to go from nothing to even a little bit. It is super hard. So even if you went to Streamer U and you came back and you average 50 viewers, you're still at a very high percentage of people on Twitch, because most people on Twitch, majority of people on Twitch are streaming to nobody right now.
Yeah,
it really just depends. Most people think of success, they were expecting everyone to graduate Streamer U and average 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 plus, but that's
you gotta put the work in
itself just super hard to do.
Another honorable mention, Corey, gang. When I say he's the main one that took that to the moon, he showed y'all what y'all supposed to do with the opportunity, boy. Definitely.
Regardless.
How come we aren't seeing more people that attended Streamer University being successful?
I think it's because everyone's metric of success is different. I know people that aren't as active on socials that are buying properties because their money's up. It's because it was called Streamer University, everyone will see you on TikTok Live or on Twitch, and they're like, why are your numbers so low? What was it even all for? Meanwhile, you're actually getting millions of impressions on your Instagram, and you're getting millions of impressions on your TikToks, and you're getting invited to hang out with their favorite creators. So it's whenever you put that into perspective, it's just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. I always remind myself that there are people who make a living on content that I'll never know their names. I'll never know what they create. So it's just because we were introduced to a certain audience doesn't mean that was the audience that we necessarily belong to. That wasn't our niche. I'm no Kai Snap. Like, I'm the first person to admit that I don't have that energy and I don't have those ideas, and my personality doesn't fit into that. Whenever I was chasing that right off of Stream University, all I did was deplete my money and burn myself out and realize like, oh, I like IRLing, but like I don't need to like do it at this level, or I don't need to do these ideas specifically because that's not my audience. That's not what I'm looking for. So I think a big part of it too is just like, we're not in your algorithm because you don't like our content. And I think that's fine. Like, because we have our audiences and we have our people, and the internet is so vast. So I think a lot of people are just like really in their zones, and it's not that they're not creating, it's just that they're in a different like area of the algorithm.
I think people forget that the internet is so big. So just because you're not seeing me doesn't mean that I'm not working until one day, like I pop back up on your algorithm and then, you know, I've got this going on, that going on. And you're probably like, oh, wow, I haven't seen this person for years. But
yeah, exactly. And it's like those people that people expect us to be around on camera. Sometimes we don't fit into their content, but like behind the scenes, like a lot of the people from SU, especially like the professors, have been so incredibly helpful with like mentoring me over the course of this year. So it's like, just because I'm not popping out on a stream doesn't mean that those people aren't still helping me elevate my content to fit what I want to do for the rest of my life, basically.
Why do you think Streamer U continues to get such a bad rep?
I mean, if I'm being honest, as glazed as it sounds, I think most of it is just because it's under Kai's name. Like, if this was another streamer's idea that doesn't get as much hate, then I don't think it would see that much. And then I think a little bit of it too is there, like a lot of people will fuel the fire for the hate because they weren't picked. So some niggas are just like, it was some niggas that weren't even gonna give it a chance, even though they were gonna watch it, but they don't even give it a chance to praise it because,
you know who else? Sorry to keep pausing, but I just thought about it. Funny Mike. He was already big on YouTube, but translating that into streaming is not the same. So he took that and ran with it, gang. And he could pop up stream right now, and he'll still get a cool little 3,000 off the wake up.
If niggas had super dreams, because a lot of people that for some reason, and I'm seeing it now, for if he does a second one, I'm seeing niggas post now where they think this is like end all be all. Like, I'm seeing people hit me up like, damn, like they think like if I don't hit this, then, you know, like it's over with. So it's like it's people like that was like, okay, I need this so bad, I don't get it, and then okay, I'm just gonna kind of join in on the hate because who are these nobodies, and there was too many famous people and this, that, and the third. So it's like it's a culmination of a lot of it, but I think most of it is because it's under Kai's name.
And it's interesting because in my research for the video, I went back and I started looking at all the people who were like, yo, I hate Kai Cenat, I hate Streamer U, I hate the people that got selected, and they should have picked the smaller guys, and da-da-da. They did all this complaining. I went back and saw what they did from that point till today, and there's so many of them that haven't done anything, haven't touched nothing, haven't streamed consistently since. And I'm thinking to myself, did you think that this was like your super duper put on card right here? Like Streamer U was really gonna put you there?
I think you might be one of the first people that hasn't done that too. I think a lot of people, some of those videos popped. Like, as soon as he revealed what happened, it was like a huge
reactions to the names,
debate, at least on my timeline, because I mean, some of these videos were on TikTok, at least, were fucking hitting of people just like complaining about it, and it's too many people, too many famous people. This shit ain't gonna hit.
People that don't even stream.
But yeah, if you went back and did that, that would be fire to look at, because I already know people didn't.
But yeah, man, I think I get the gist of it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that's gonna be the end of this video. Make sure y'all hype, like, sub up, comment down below. We locked in. Let's get it.